So back in the day, in this area, there used to be a huge rocket ship right here, but if memory serves me correctly, it's tucked away in the woods. This is the remnants of a former ride at Canobie Lake Park. With a place as old as Canobie Lake Park, it's bound to have some secrets and interesting facts. This place has been around since 1902 and has grown into a pretty cool theme park. But with many amusement parks, many rides come and go and the layout changes from time to time, but if you know where to look, there are still some remnants of the past and cool trivia hidden all throughout the park. And today, we're gonna wander around Canobie Lake Park and take a look at 5 hidden secrets and interesting facts here at Canobie Lake Park. I just said Canobie Lake Park twice, but that's because this video is just gonna be twice as good as the last. Anyways, let's go. Come on, let's go. Actually, we're gonna start right here with this rock structure. Now, to any normal person, this might just look like some weird rock fortress. They're actually doing some construction right now. You used to be able to get much closer to that rock structure, but that rock structure right there is actually one of the oldest parts of Canobie Lake Park. Originally, back in the day, this was a trolley park, so you would stop here when you're riding the trolley, and one of the stops was in this section. There's the lake. Right there, that is Canobie Lake. So this portion of the park is one of the oldest, and one of the main icons of the old original trolley park was this water feature right here. Well, it doesn't look like a water feature right now because it's under construction. I guess they're putting in like a 2-story carousel right here. But that is one of the many icons from the original Canobie Lake Park. Sorry if this fence is like throwing you off, but I can't get a real good view of that rock structure. You get a much better view over here. It's a little loud because of the antique cars, but you can get a pretty good view at the fountain. I'll try to angle my camera so the lines don't throw you off, but it's just a nice area. This is kind of like a garden area. Usually they have some like plants over here. Obviously it's a little ripped up since they're doing some kind of construction over here, but I imagine they're gonna make this place look all nice and pretty. So next time we come out here to Canobie Lake Park, we'll probably have a better view of that fountain right there. A majority of the Canobie Lake Park secrets and fun facts are actually in the same area because, like I said, this is the oldest section of Canobie Lake Park, and the next secret is right over here. So the fountain's right here, and the next secret is right here in Big Bear Plaza, the area themed around the new coaster Untamed. Well, I guess it's not that new, but it's still pretty new to me. I've been coming here for a while, and the coaster wasn't built that long ago, I guess. But this is Big Bear Plaza, but this coaster wasn't always here. This right here, right where this bear is, there used to be a rocket ship. So back in the day, in this area, there used to be a huge rocket ship right here, and it was actually a ride. It was pretty much like a precursor to virtual reality technology. It was very similar to Disney's Flight to the Moon, the same ride that was at Disneyland. I think they had it at Walt Disney World at one point. It was supposed to give you the feeling that you were flying off to the moon. Well, actually, they ripped out the rocket ship around 2011, but I think it's still here on property. We're gonna go take a look right now. I'm not sure if it's still here, but if memory serves me correctly, it's tucked away in the woods. In the back corner of Canobie Lake Park is this like little pavilion. It's used for like corporate events, like dining parties and stuff like that, but we're not here for a corporate event or a party or anything. We're here for the rocket ship. And I'm sure by now you can see it. I'm sure if you're looking in the center of the screen, you can see the rocket ship right there. Do you see the top fin? Right where my finger is. That is the old Canobie Lake Park rocket ship just sitting back there in the woods. I don't really know what's back there or why they just kind of have it sitting back there. I wish they had it out on display as like a photo op or something, but there it is, tucked away, an old forgotten ride vehicle tucked away in the back of Canobie Lake Park. It literally used to be right over there. They just kind of moved it back there. I wish we could get over, like, this is all like restricted area. Like there's like a security guard like right over there. So I don't want to like hop the fence and go over to the rocket ship. But Canobie Lake Park, if you're watching, let me go over and film your rocket ship for historical purposes. That rocket ship needs to be documented. Like I said, there's a few spots right near the fountain, and the next spot is on the other side of the fountain here at the Canobie Dance Hall. It's actually the dance hall itself. This place has a lot of history, man. You'd think that it was just like a theater where they perform their shows inside, but believe it or not, back in the day, this was a real hotspot. Many famous bands and singers performed at this dance hall, like Aerosmith, Duke Ellington, the Yardbirds, the Beach Boys. They all performed here at the dance hall. And on the ground in front of the dance hall are all these little stars paying tribute to the many, many artists that played here at the dance hall. They like change out the acts every few years. Right now it's called Twisted Circus. Looks kind of spooky, but this pays tribute to all the acts that came before. One of my favorite people to see here is the Michael Jackson impersonator. I don't know if he's still here, but every year I used to come here just to see the Michael Jackson impersonator because everyone knows I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. So I love getting to see the king perform on stage, even though it's not actually him, it's just an impersonator. It's still cool, okay? It's still pretty cool. They also do like a Elvis tribute, and then last year, I think it was last year, they had an Aerosmith tribute. So it's kind of paying homage to Aerosmith because they did play here way back in the day. Not only do the stars pay tribute to the actual stars that played here, but these little plaques right here, they pay tribute to the former owners of the park. So all of these, except for this one, I don't know what that is. Maybe there's like a Canobie Lake gift shop back in the day. I don't know for sure. But there's all different of these little plaques to pay tribute to the owners of the park. As we make our way towards the front of the park, back towards the center, like the entrance plaza, that's where we're gonna find our next secret, right up this hill. We're looking right at it. This weird building right here probably looks pretty out of place. Like you have like your rides and attractions, you got a game room right here, a giant spinning cheeseburger, and then just this strange empty building. But believe it or not, this is the remnants of a former ride at Canobie Lake Park. Any guesses? I'll give you a few seconds to guess. You wanna make a guess? I'm gonna tell you right now. This was the old train station. A few years ago, they began construction on upgrading their water park here at Canobie Lake Park, and one of the things that had to be relocated was the train. So they closed the train station and relocated the train somewhere else. I believe they built a new train station not too far away, but this is the old train station for the Canobie Lake Park Railroad. Just by looking at it, you can kind of tell this was a queue for something. This was obviously the entrance right in here, and the train would pull up right here. You could get inside the train. As you can see, there's this crushed stone here, which would have been for the tracks. You can almost picture it. If you stare at it long enough, you can almost picture how the train would have pulled up right here. There's like a whole loop right here because the train would have came in from that way, looped around, and pulled into the station and kept on going. I believe that's the way it came. If anybody knows, if anyone wants to correct me, feel free to do so in the comments below. This is the one time where I'm allowing you to correct me. Any other time, I'd be kind of upset, but go ahead and correct me. Did the train come this way, or did it come in this way and pull up to the station? This would have been another entrance or exit. Yeah, this must have been the exit. So the train must have came in this way, pulled up, would have got on and got off because there's the one-way exit right there. But look at this. There's still a little hand sanitizer station right there. It is kind of cool seeing remnants of an old ride. If anybody knows me, then you know I love hunting down remnants of former rides and attractions, and this train station is no exception. It's so weird how just the track is gone and the whole train has just been like wiped from this area completely. I want to show a little bit more of the former train tracks. So the train would have come down this way where Tresh is standing. Tresh, if you were standing there a few years ago, you got run over by a train because this was part of the train tracks. Like this wood right here would have been kind of like a barrier, and the train would have continued on this way. You can almost see where the railroad ties would have been. Continuing on down there, where the train would have gone. It has since been moved. We'll take a look at the new train station, and then we'll continue with the final secret. Here is the new Canobie Lake Park train station, really close to the water, so you get a good view of the actual Canobie Lake while you're aboard the train. I like what they did with this area over here. I believe they reuse a lot of the original track because I remember the train used to go back there, so I believe they used some of the original track while reworking the train. At least they kept the train. So that's a good thing. At least the train is still here at Canobie Lake Park. Although the track is much shorter than it originally was, at least they still have it. You get that great view of Canobie Lake. I almost said Canobie Lake Park, but the park isn't there. The park is here. That's just the lake. Anyways, let's go on to the last secret, the last fun fact of Canobie Lake Park. Now I have saved my personal favorite fun fact of Canobie Lake Park for last. Now excuse the sun that is beaming on my face. I'm not this red in real life. I do have a little bit of a sunburn, but the sun shining on the side of my face is not helping. Anyways, back to the history and secrets. My personal favorite is right next to me. No, it's not the carousel. It's this light pole. You're probably thinking to yourself, what is so significant about a light pole? There are hundreds, probably not 100. There's probably hundreds spread all over Canobie Lake Park. So what's so special about this light pole? Well, if you know me, then you know I am a huge Disney fan. And one of the most important moments in Disney history is the 1964 World's Fair. And the light in front of us is actually from the 1964 World's Fair. How do I know this, you might ask? Just go online and Google 1964 World's Fair, look at a couple pictures, and I'm sure you'll see that light pole in the background. Now it looks like most of the 1964 World's Fair lights have been replaced over the years, but this is the lone survivor. This is the only one that still remains out here at Canobie Lake Park. It's right here, right by the carousel. There's the Scream Fest advertisement billboard, and the light pole is right next to it, a little piece of the 1964 World's Fair here at Canobie Lake Park. Now the 1964 World's Fair is very important in theme park history. That's where many of your favorite rides started. That's where Omni-Movers were invented, boat rides, animatronics like Abe Lincoln. They all started at the 64 World's Fair. So to have a piece of the 64 World's Fair in your amusement park, so that's a pretty big deal. You have an iconic piece of theme park history right here in Canobie Lake Park. Everyone's walking by it. They have no idea why I'm so excited about a light pole, but now you do. We'll take one last look at the 1964 World's Fair light post. Everyone is looking up at it, trying to figure out why I'm filming this Rubik's Cube looking light pole. But little do they know, it's from the 1964 World's Fair. I want this thing to become the purple wall of Canobie Lake Park. Everyone needs to come out here and use the hashtag Rubik's Cube 64 light. Leave that in the comments below to let me know that you made it this far in the video. Hashtag Rubik's Cube 64 light. Leave it down below. Let me know you watched this far and appreciate the history I'm sharing with you. I want to thank you so much for joining me as we wandered around Canobie Lake Park and checked out some history, secrets, and cool facts. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to support future videos just like this, check out patreon.com/BenLawrence, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support videos and gain access to exclusive behind-the-scenes bonus features. Or you can get yourself a Ben Lawrence t-shirt over at benlawrence.spreadshirt.com. If you want to see more amusement park videos and more cool videos in the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button.